It's okay. I'm just gonna flip us on. John will be here in a second. But at least we'll have something to see. Oh, I gotta blink out the last week's game name and all that shit. There we go. So yeah, as I was saying before I flip us on, went to the zoo. President of the zoo bought me a beer. That was kind of cool.
Oh wow! What kind of animal is the president of the zoo?
A human being, technically. That's an
What's that? So he lives in a cage? That's odd.
I mean, he might. I don't know what his home life is
Now,
like.
do the animals vote for him? Like, who, like, how do they determine the president of the zoo?
I think you just kind of become it.
That doesn't seem fair. What's in it for the
Yeah,
animals?
It's not really a democracy there, is it?
Well, you said he's a president.
Yeah. That's all I got.
No further comment.
So yeah, we got Kerrigan and Tasty in the chat chatting it up, and I thought I saw Tay in there earlier.
He was.
I'm loving some of those new emotes. I don't know if you guys saw. We got some new emotes up on GT Radio today.
They're so good.
Kerrigan's very sloppy O-Cage is, I think, my favorite. Like, they're like, oh, let me just make sure the color profile's working. I'm like, this is actually like quite good, and I would like to see this like on the thing. Let's do it. I wish I had it. I need to add it as an emote to game that tune, but I don't have
Administrator.
No,
abilities.
my soundboard's
We stole
up.
that from you.
My soundboard's up, so all my fucking keys are bound to noises right now. So I can't like type in the new emote name. You know, it's kind of an issue.
I failed to see the issue.
Yeah.
There we go.
You guys have been on before, and I like try to pull up Google Drives, like,
How absurd!
yeah.
Again, I failed to see the issue.
But no, also like I literally can't type while I do it because it intercepts the key and like it doesn't send the key.
Yeah, I know.
To my app. Like I pull up Google Chrome, I start typing in D, it plays How Absurd. It just never actually sends it. At least I don't think it does. Maybe it does.
How absurd!
Yeah, no, that got intercepted. That's not going to the browser.
Intercepted.
I've had this problem with my internet for a few months, and I like bought a new router, and it wasn't fixing it. And it was something so stupid, and I could have saved myself so much time and money, and I'm so upset that I didn't figure it out. It's like I had a device accidentally set to 192.168.0.1 for the IP address, and sometimes it's like, I'll take your packets. And you can't have that. What's up, John?
This thing on?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
Thank God.
And FYI, we are live and everything already. I went and got us up and running.
That's good.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, no worries. Any requests for orders?
It takes less time for my old broken computer to boot up than it does for my current computer to update itself. So,
yeah,
I've got two computers open right now.
If no one has a, oh, there's an echo going on.
Well, it's gone now.
Okay, weird.
Fuck you,
I was gonna say if no one has a problem with it, I'd like to go first.
I would rather go first in case this computer breaks.
Okay, John goes first.
All right,
And then I'll go next.
we'll do John and then Jesse.
I feel like I could probably close.
All right, David will close.
Are you guys hearing yourselves? Like, is there an echo coming through when you talk?
There was briefly, but
Yeah,
excuse me, not anymore.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Okay, just making sure you're not coming through my recording twice. I haven't used this computer in fucking months. I don't remember if I left the settings correct. Say something. Let me record a test.
All right, this is John.
This is Jesse.
I'm saying, is that enough?
That was enough.
Okay.
I want to keep going.
Silent.
Do I need to say anything or?
Yes.
Johnny, did you get that new soundboard there?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I haven't played it yet.
That's good. Don't shove it up your ass.
It showed you.
I'm trying to figure out what key to bind it to.
S.
Well, S is
Space!
We'll get rid of that. That's never coming up.
All right. New S set, ready to roll.
Oh,
God, I hope somebody's game is set in space tonight.
Goodbye,
Yeah.
space. You're
I
out.
sure hope.
We should
Manga
probably
said-
figure out
Manga
a
said
place
the
to set-
P. No, P is Pepsi Man.
what about Steve?
CM Punk.
You can set it to C for Curry.
Come with me to hell!
That's what C is set to.
Okay,
don't-
never mind.
just that.
Kerrigan's asking what my shirt says. It says, I may be straight, but I don't hate. It's that little zoo pride thing early today. First time ever flying the pride flag at the zoo today. It's kind of neat.
Okay. I just want to go on record as I'm sorry to whatever I've done to anger up the gods, because now my lights just flickered. My dog ran away scared. There's a thunderstorm beginning outside. So if I also now lose power, just go on without me. Jesus, what an unfortunate night. All right, I'm grabbing 5 more beers.
5 more beers.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, you called that. And then Tay in the chat is asking Johnny is straight. Yeah.
Actually, ironically, I think Johnny is probably the straightest of all of us.
Probably.
Wait, what has John done that's gay?
Other men. No. He
I'll
has
never
not,
know.
at least to my knowledge, but I recall him saying at one point that not against the idea.
Johnny, what do you know about this Dewclaw Brewing Company?
Yeah, I had Dew Claw every once in a while. What kind of Dew Claw are you having?
Well, they're out of Baltimore, so I thought maybe
Yeah.
you'd see it. This one's a sour. It's a summer sour. It's Sour Me America. It's supposedly flavored like a rocket popsicle.
I've not had that one. Yeah, I've had plenty of other Dew Claw beers. They're all generally pretty good.
Tart cherries, raspberry, and lime. Seems tasty. Yeah, fruity beer. Anyway, let's go.
All right. David, are you ready for a countdown?
Go
Yes.
Jesse.
before the rain hits, man. Come on.
Jesse.
Oh yeah, I'm so ready.
All right, John's ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Yeah, what is going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we've got the king of the show, David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, guys. Welcome back. It's Game That Tune, and we're in the house once again. It's episode 340. I apologize if I'm talking fast, but behind the scenes, I've had so many technical difficulties. We're getting started late, and I am afraid that I will lose power before this recording ends. And man, oh man, it's Game That Tune, episode 340, and we have a great show coming up for you tonight, guys. We are going to do what we always do. We're going to listen to video game tunes. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games based on the songs and a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off. We're going to have a lot of fun. The winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And our winner last week was the amazing John Regan. And I say amazing because it's always amazing when John Regan is the winner. Not that he personally is amazing. No offense. I love you, Johnny. You're amazing in many ways, except in Game That Tune competition ways. But you were amazing last week, and you've set the theme for this week's episode, and we need to know what it is.
Game That Tune. Free play.
You open that box. Those sick ass aliens, they're dead.
You guys ever have like a nocturnal mission, but instead of sleeping in the bed, it's a role playing game?
Oh, that was so much.
Semen.
So suck it.
Yeah, guys. It's a classic free play, and sometimes you got to go short and sweet on those free play jingles. It can't always be a marathon of a thing. So we're doing a free play tonight, guys. Anything goes. So, man, we've got who knows what we've got coming up. What we've got is a great lineup. We got 5 fantastic games. We got a great fan request, and I don't mean to just jump right into it, but dare I say we have to jump right into it. So, Johnny, let's hit game 1.
Game 1.
All right, guys. So this game, the creator or director, I believe, of the game has stated that basically this game was a salvage job, a release that came about because of the cancellation of a related game after the he and the developers lost the rights to half of the roster that was going to be in the game that got canceled. This was the game that came about from that canceled game. All right, guys, who's feeling great?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Good.
Actually, I think I'm feeling pretty good.
I hope so. Johnny's right on track, man. Johnny says Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Very close. Jesse says Foam Stars. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. And David has the correct answer. This is Capcom Fighting Evolution. Also known as Capcom Fighting Jam in, I believe, Europe and Japan. Capcom Fighting Evolution for the PlayStation 2. I kind of figured since last week we took a great request and we enjoyed our Street Fighter 6 discussion so much. This week, I would bring a crappy Capcom fighting game to the show. Just for, I don't know, contrast's sake. And yeah, Capcom Fighting Evolution is that. It's kind of crappy. It was supposed to be a sequel to Capcom versus SNK Mark of the Millennium, and it went through a bit of a development hell where SNK was going to make it, and then they decided to make it a 3D fighter featuring Capcom and SNK fighters. But then SNK went through some like financial trouble and couldn't make the game anymore, so it fell back on Capcom to make it. And they said, I don't know, we're just going to fucking recycle some sprites from our old games since we can't even use the SNK games, like the SNK guys at this point. It's just going to be a Capcom game. And here's what we got. So you go from a crazy ambitious 3D sequel to Capcom versus SNK with, you know, the first like appearance of many Street Fighter characters and SNK characters in 3D to recycled like Capcom fighters. It's you get 20 recycled fighters and, you know, get this, guys, one new original character. You know, and I know we all, David, you're a big Ingrid player. You love Ingrid.
I was gonna say it's Ingrid, isn't it?
Oh, it's Ingrid.
Okay.
You know, what a character. What an enduring character she is. It's strange. It's like just a mediocre fucking all Capcom crossover. If it's like I guess you can call it a crossover. The crossover, you know, there's 5 games represented in the roster of Capcom Fighting Evolution. Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter Alpha, Darkstalkers, and Red Earth.
Oh.
And you know, like for people that didn't get the chance to play Red Earth, like most people, it's a tempting thing. Like, hey, you know, I get to play as some Street Fighter characters and fight against them as like a wolf monster or like a lion man with a sword, or a giant dinosaur. Cool. But for people that were into these things, and probably the only people that would get into this game, it was kind of just a recycling job. It was very odd thing. I have it's not a lightning round, but I have a bonus point opportunity for those that do not show me. Please do not have pulled up the roster of this game. Show me your hands and show me that you're not looking at the rosters for this game. So again, bonus point opportunity. There are 5 games represented in this game, and they each get 4 characters apiece. And if you can name 3 of the 4 characters from any of the teams in this game, I'll give you a bonus point. So David already got a point, so we are not going to start with him. We're going to start with Jesse. So Jesse, can you name 3 of the 4 characters represented by either Street Fighter 2, 3, Alpha, Darkstalkers, or Red Earth? And you have to pick the one that you have to declare which one you can name.
All right. I'll go with Street Fighter 2.
That's a safe place to start. Good opportunity for a point there, Jesse. Can you name 3 of the 4 characters from Team Street Fighter 2?
Okay. Ryu.
That's correct.
Okay. Oh man. Dalsim.
Wrong.
So fuck it.
Okay. I still got 2 more.
Exactly. You got 2 more to bail yourself out.
Ken.
Nope.
Oh,
And you get one last chance.
Blanca.
No.
Jesus.
Okay. So Team Street Fighter 2 is Ryu, Guile, Zangief, and M. Bison. The 4 most popular characters from Street Fighter 2. So,
Yeah, slipped my mind.
Johnny, would you like to name the characters from Darkstalkers, Red Earth, Street Fighter Alpha, or Street Fighter 3?
I guess Street Fighter Alpha.
I was going to say, please pick Red Earth.
All right, Johnny. Give me 3 of the 4 characters that are in this game from Street Fighter Alpha.
Guy.
That's 1.
Birdie.
Wrong.
Damn it.
Okay, you got 2 more chances.
Chun-Li.
Nope.
Dalsim.
I can't believe you wouldn't say Ken. No, Dalsim's not on Team Street Fighter Alpha.
Also, come on.
And
It's
Ken.
Street Fighter Alpha.
So who's in there, David? Come on, tell us the other characters.
Ryu.
Yeah,
They
he's
don't
on.
have 2 Ryus in this game, do they?
They have 5 Ryus. It's the craziest thing.
Everyone remembers
Dinosaur
Ryu
Ryu.
from Darkstalkers.
Yeah, God, hot ass Ryu. No, so Team Street Fighter Alpha is Guy, Rose, Sakura, and Karen.
I was like, how are you going to forget Sakura? She's like the poster child of Street Fighter Alpha.
That honestly is a bit of an oversight on Johnny's part. Johnny knows Street Fighter Alpha in and out. But yeah. Okay, David, so you got your choice. Red Earth, Street Fighter 3, or Darkstalkers?
I want to go with Street Fighter 3 because I think I'll have an easier time, but I don't want to choose all the Street Fighter games.
True.
So let's go with Darkstalkers.
All right, name me 3 of the 4 Darkstalkers characters that are in this game.
Felicia?
Felicia is in the game, yes.
Talbin. Jay Talbin. John
Jay
Talbin.
Talbane! Not in the game.
Okay.
Hey, fuck you.
There's a big one that I want you to guess, but I know you know to avoid that one.
I want to say Huitzel?
Huitzel, sadly, also incorrect.
So suck it.
Yeah. Morrigan, not in the game.
I was going to say, I know Morrigan's not in the game.
Yeah.
It's
So
like the
you're,
only crossover she's not in.
Right, it's very odd. Your other Darkstalkers characters.
Dimitri.
Dimitri, Anacharis, or however you pronounce that, Anachris, the fucking sarcophagus, and of course Jeddah.
Jeddah was going to be my next guess.
Yep. And then you got Team Red Earth, which, everybody knows those wonderful characters from Red Earth: Hauser, Hydron, Kenji, Leo. And then, of course, Street Fighter 3. Any guesses, David?
I know that's where Chun-Li was.
Chun-Li is on Team Street Fighter 3, not Alpha or 2, which is fucking dumb in my opinion, but whatever. Besides that, it's Alex, it's Yun, and it's Urine.
Okay.
So I refuse to pronounce that name correctly. So yeah, it's a 2D crossover all Capcom fighting game on the PS2 in 2004 that they basically made to put something out because they've been putting in work on this stupid crossover with SNK that they didn't get the chance to release. And I'm just like, at some point there has to be a time to say, you know what, just don't release this. Like, there has to be, at some point, this is damaging to the brand more so than it is beneficial to release this. Like, I know that you guys were doing some work on something, but like, sometimes things fall apart.
They still don't do that.
Right. Just don't release it, man.
They just still release games that people they know are bad, they're still releasing them.
There has to be like some kind of consideration. Like, this wasn't in the digital download era. This is like, they had to print discs of this. They had to fucking, put it in boxes and ship it to Kmart's and shit. Like, this was a major operation to put out a game that didn't even need to be made. It's hilarious. But yeah, anyway, it's Capcom Fighting Evolution, a silly thing.
I remember actually being excited for this game because it was going to be like just a versus Capcom game, but just the Capcom side. I was like, actually, that sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then what killed it for me was there's people from 5 games, 3 of them Street Fighter, and it's not like in Tatsunoko versus Capcom where like Ryu represents Street Fighter 1 and Chun-Li represents Street Fighter 2, but it's still the same Ryu and Chun-Li. Each character is specifically from their game. So like Ryu can't parry.
That is something.
And like the Street Fighter 2 characters get like a single super bar to do one move. That's it.
Yeah. So, and that's the other thing. Yeah. They're, as odd as it is to call it Fighting Evolution, all the characters they're like supers and things are based on the game that they're from. So yeah, depending on which characters you pick, you might not have the same things. Like the characters from Street Fighter 2 can't air block.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but all the other characters can. I'm like, wait, hold on, that's fucked. Like, because they've been in games since Street Fighter 2 where they could air block. Like, that's a thing you could do in like the Marvel vs. Capcom games, the Capcom versus SNK, and it's like, these 4 characters can't do that. Like, okay, well, I simply will never play as fucking M. Bison in this game. Fine. But yeah, it's an odd thing they did. I don't really get it. Like, at some point you just got to not do it. Like, it's the other thing, final thing I was going to say, I was reading like some reviews of it and like the rundown of it on Fighters Generation, the fucking giant fighting game database. And they basically said it's not even enjoyed by like really hardcore fighting game players because they skimped on like the development so much. Like there are frames missing from most of the attacks, and a lot of it is like converted over from the previous Capcom versus SNK thing. So like the characters also don't play in the way you expect them to. Like the combos you're used to doing with some of these characters simply don't play out that way. Like they just don't have certain attacks. Like the button layout's different and it just plays all wrong. I'm like, wow, so there's no good reason for this game to exist. Like, yeah, you can't pick it up and play it if you're familiar with Street Fighter. Like, yeah, it's too complicated because all the characters are from, they operate on different fucking super engines. Nobody knows who Red Earth is. There's no SNK characters, and it's all just like recycled sprites from more successful games. It's fascinating. And then on the soundtrack front, soundtrack's kind of all over the place. It's got some bops, but it's also just too much. Like it's the whole game is a mess, man. I love it. I love a hot fucking mess, man. You know, this game just kind of came and went back in 04. Best thing I can say about it, there's some great official artwork for it. The fucking, like, the cover art for it is great. The logos for it are so early 2000s, like fireballs and, you know, the letter C with fireball trails coming off of it. Like, the official artwork for this game is pretty fucking dope. If you like, you know, I don't know, early 2000s anime style and just like bizarre, like posterized crossover drawings, pretty cool. But man, nothing else about this game is all that cool. So, yeah.
I have this phrase I use all the time. I use it when somebody's doing something fundamentally stupid, or like being a jerk kind of situation. And I always say, like, you know what's so much easier than doing X? It's not doing X. Like, you know what's so much easier than putting out a bad video game? Not putting out a bad video game. It's so much easier to not do things than it is to do things. It's like, yeah, I don't understand. Like, oh, we got this bad game, let's do it. It's like, what? You just not. You just not.
It's like we spent all these months developing this thing. We have to do something with it. It's like, you know, no, you don't. You really don't have to. Like, you know what's easier than doing Capcom Fighting Evolution? Not doing Capcom Fighting Evolution. Plain and simple. And also, if you're going to release it, call it Fighting Jam everywhere. Capcom Fighting Jam, it's one, a more fun, punchier title, and two, indicates the troubled development that they were in with this game. Like, we got ourselves a real Capcom Fighting Jam here. We got to, put it out. Like, should have called it Fighting Jam everywhere.
I will say, however, that the idea of a crossover Capcom fighting game that just reuses assets and removes moves and frames and only draws from like a handful of titles, like taking a really great idea and making the crappiest version possible, is a very Capcom move.
Yes. And it didn't make an awful game. It made a mediocre game. Like, you're taking something really good and fucking it up real good. And you still only get an okay game out of it. Like, they didn't get something bad out of it. So, it speaks to the strength of the Capcom fighting games. But still, at some point, you're just better off not doing this. Like, apologize to the team. This is 5 years after Street Fighter 3 and 5 years before Street Fighter 4. Just apologize to all those poor Capcom employees and be like, listen, we're gonna make it up to you. We got a freezer full of ice cream for everyone that worked on Capcom Fighting Jam, and we're gonna come back in on Monday and redouble our efforts on whatever's coming next. Like, just don't put the game out. Like, find some way to get out of fucking publishing this game. But
the two words people love to hear after a real grind of work: pizza party.
Yeah, so say it.
Thanks, management.
Yep. It could have been good, man. They could have gotten a guy to come in dressed as Akuma and hand out pizza slices, but no.
Oh my god, that'd be so good.
They
he turns the light out first, and then he gives it
prepare yourself.
And then when the light's back on, everyone has a slice of pizza.
Yeah, it's just a big glowing fucking Pizza Hut logo in there. It'd be good. It would be better than actually having made this game. But anyway,
party.
Yeah. I'm prepared to make the hot take. A pizza party better than a fighting jam.
Game 2.
Oh, hot takes, Sam.
All right, gentlemen. So in this game, when you make your character, you can pick a dwarf, but if you play as a dwarf, you cannot pick a female dwarf. The reason is because women rarely leave the mountains, and they look just like the men, anyways.
Oh.
All right, gentlemen. Let's see some answers. Okay. So Johnny says Tears of the Kingdom. That's incorrect. John says Minecraft of Moria. That's incorrect. And David with the closest answer, Lord of the Rings something something. Yes, it's Lord of the Rings online.
I would argue that my answer was close-ish then too.
Not really, because there's not very many
game not
Minecraft elements.
Does not take place in the mines of Moria. The whole thing.
No, there's an expansion that lets you go there.
All right,
But,
hottest fucking place in all of Middle Earth. Those mines, baby.
I'm
Hot.
sorry, it was just the way Jesse was like, not really?
David, we all know the sexiest place in all of Middle Earth is the mines of Moria, baby. Just ooh.
Well, I'm not denying that.
Get deep in that cave. Eventually, you get heated up. You find that Balrog.
Yeah, gotta tickle those Balrogs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you stimulate a cave troll by accident, attract some orcs. They're goblins, excuse me. I gotta rewatch Fellowship.
You'll get Goblin, all right.
Yeah. Love them goblins. So this is Lord of the Rings Online. It's still going strong. It's 15 years old.
Whoa.
It's free to play, and I recently started playing it again, and it's pretty fun, chill time. I've done the thing that I always end up doing when I come back and play this game, and that's go to a farm, grow pipe weed, and then smoke pipe weed. And the higher level pipe weed, it's funny. Some of it will like give you like status boosts and stuff, but also there's like this animation where you smoke from it, and then like you inhale for a long ass time. Like it's like watching my mom take a bong hit, and like then depending on high level of the pipe weed, like some kind of fun smoke cloud comes out. Like at first it's just like a circle or like you cough or something, but then like later on you get like a sailboat that goes through and stuff, and it's real cool. It's like, you know, that like the one scene Gandalf is fairly useful in the movie when he does the cool little smoke thing. But this game's
I feel like Gandalf does other things.
I mean, maybe not in Fellowship, but like, yeah. Hold on. Yeah.
I have a problem with Gandalf.
I'm down on Gandalf.
Here's okay. Pretend you're Frodo. All right.
Done.
Okay. So you just dropped.
Give us a Frodo impression.
Listen, yeah. Give us your best Frodo.
Oh, right. Golly gee, wow! I'm a hobbit.
Sam, I gotta get this ring to Mount Doom.
Why is your Frodo a Scottish Christopher Walken?
And why is it perfect?
Sam, I gotta take this ring.
It's the farthest away from home I've ever been.
Sam, I need you to put this ring up your ass.
I mean, come on. Look at Sam and Frodo. We know that's what they were both thinking.
God, imagine Sam putting the ring up his ass, turning invisible, and then the Eye of Sauron just being like, and it looks, it's like, oh, hey, god damn. You're supposed
to. No, Sam, your prostate.
You're supposed to put that thing on your finger. What is this?
I don't understand it. It looks like a cave, but it's almost pulsing.
Yeah.
Where is this?
Where is this ring?
I've never seen a black and red cave like this.
Oh god. So anyway, yeah, Jesse. So you get to smoke weed. That's a good game.
Yeah.
Friends.
You can do like other stuff like fight trolls and orcs and stuff, but
that's fine.
Why would you want to?
So I just made an elf to go smoke weed. It's
a free to play. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, it's cool though, like because typically, you know, when you do like crafting and stuff, you just like your character just stands there and like does like a weird thing with his hands, and then it's like you made this. But when you farm, like there's like a little crops that pop up in the farm area, and then you like harvest them, and I don't know, it's a cool little video game dopamine thing that I like. But like the questing is cool. I picked a class that is highly questionable because in this game they like to stick to the books real hardcore. And like, you know, unless you're like a super wizard, you don't use magic or nothing.
Did you choose one of those singing dwarves?
Yeah, like
oh, my only skill is slapping dinner plates and singing. This fucking sucks.
I do one of the cool things I remember. There's one of the classes a champion, and a lot of his moves involve shouting. And I remember the game having really cool like your character will fucking shout, and there's like different cool shouting sounds. And like I always thought that was kind of cool, like to like buff, like, you know, like forward, and he like, but instead it's just like this weird sound, and it's like got this cool little animation. Like it's a pretty neat game, you know, and still 15 years old. It's pretty fun. They've added new classes and stuff. Like I said, the class I play as is a rune keeper or something. I forget the exact. And basically I have these two rocks, and I can channel lightning with them and fire. And so like people were really up in arms with this class. They're like, I don't know about this guy. He seems real magical. And they're like, well, it's like what is his name? Celebrimbor or something? He's like some elvish guy who helped make the rings. I don't know a lot of the lore.
David
But
Phillison.
Tom Bombadil is in the game. He's not in the
What makes you
book.
think I know?
Wait, what did you say?
I said David can fill us in.
Oh,
It's like true confession. I have never read either The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings.
yeah, I haven't read it either.
You and me saw Return of the King together opening night, man. My most painful bladder memory is you and me in that fucking movie. So you know
Oh,
the thing
man.
about Lord of the Rings.
But
You know how bad I had to pee during it. This was pre-game that tune. I wasn't peeing in containers. I held it for the bathroom. Huge mistake.
Oh,
Damaged me forever.
I haven't pissed right since.
Yeah, exactly. I've been fucked up ever since Lord of the Rings. Held too much piss. It got into my brain. That's how it goes.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway, David doesn't know the characters. He forgot him too. He's got pea brain.
But if you're not casting, if I'm not summoning lightning down on people and they're up close, I'm essentially just hitting them in the face with these two rocks, which is just as fucking badass too, if you think about it. Like just hitting a fucking orc in the face with this rock, and he's like, ah.
It's very
And
Rip Ransom.
And then I strike him with lightning too. Like it's just like the double whammy right there. And it's pretty cool. There's a cool class called Warden where you can like throw spears and stuff, which is pretty neat. They added a new one where you can transform into a bear. And I don't remember like shapeshifters and stuff in Lord of the Rings. It must be in like this Similarian or whatever.
Was there a shape? No. Gandalf just flew away on a giant bird.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, those giant birds can real get you places.
Yeah.
Can't they?
You should really just, fly, you fools.
Yeah. Imagine you're Frodo.
Yeah.
And you're in Mordor and you just dropped the ring off.
You just
then
took
Gandalf
the ring
is
out
like-
of Sam's ass.
And then Gandalf is like, here, have a flying eagle that you can fly on.
Mhm.
And you're like, oh, I could have done this like from the start, Gandalf.
Well, yeah, he told you to. Gandalf,
No.
he
He's
said,
like, yo, we're going to walk to Mordor. And he's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, well, okay. And then at the end of the movie,
Gandalf, and he takes the gang through the mines of Moria against his better judgment.
he
fights
could have
Balrog,
flown.
and that's the whole thing. He couldn't have flown because Saruman shut down the passage over the mountains with the ice breath. He fucking was like singing his fucking heavy metal songs and blew blizzards all over the place. So they had to go through the caves. Gandalf, not Ganondorf. Gandalf fucking encounters Balrog. They have a pretty hard fight. Gandalf's about to get KO'd, and he looks back at Frodo, and what does he say? He says, "Fly, you fools!" And Frodo, in the throes of worrying that his old buddy is about to fall into a pit, he just freaks out, and then they just continue walking. And then Gandalf the White comes back, and he's like, "God, I told you to fly on those fucking eagles. What is the matter with you guys? I said it. It was my dying words. I didn't even think I was ever going to get to talk to you guys again. I said, fly, you fools." And they didn't listen. They should have listened. If they had listened at the end of Fellowship, Sean Bean's not dead. Fucking, they probably never have to put the ring in Sam's ass. they could have just flown to Mount Doom on giant eagles and fucking drop that bitch in there. No problem. They probably never would have met Gollum.
So you're saying the
Couldn't
ring
they've just had the Eagles at the Shire and start from there?
Well, the Eagles, no, they're not in the Shire. And if the Eagles got wind that they were transporting the One Ring, they would get greedy and they would put it up their asses and become Eagles of Mount Doom, the best metal name of all time.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Speaking of bands, so one of the cool things about this game is like you can get instruments, right? And then so when you equip the instrument, you can press this button that brings up this like little interface thing, and you can just play that instrument in the game. And so like anyone who's like walking by hears you playing the instrument. And so like you can like group up with like other people and like have bands and stuff and play like a whole bunch of fun songs. And I went down a rabbit hole looking for Lord of the Rings online bands covering songs. And so I have a lightning round prepared.
Whoa!
Lightning round.
And so it turns out my lightning round is actually a VGM threesome.
VGM threesome. VGM threesome. VGM threesome.
So how this is gonna work is I didn't do the whole song because we ain't got time for that. So I just got like a 30 to a minute clip of like the best part of each song from these different bands. And you guys just write down what song you think it is.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, great chance of success in this lightning round.
Oh, very much.
Good.
All right, that's what you're walking around in Hobbit Hole and you hear a band playing at the local tavern. What song is it? Oh, fucking Johnny. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Johnny and David say Amish Paradise Weird Al, which is technically correct. And John with the funny answer that's also correct. Gimli's Paradise.
Welcome to Game
God
That
damn it.
Tune.
Oh, I guess it's a hat trick.
So that's pretty cool. Like you just walking around and a bunch of hobbits playing Gangsta's Paradise.
No, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
All right, next song. A little bit of Aragorn in my a little bit again. All right, guys, let's see what you got. End the show. Johnny wins the whole fucking
Yeah, that's
show.
a better fucking.
God
character.
damn it, Johnny. Bilbo number 5. Fuck. Everyone else is right too, I think. Macarena, no. David's wrong. David is wrong.
Wrote back. David literally wrote Macarena.
Macarena?
There we go.
All right, and oh, I forgot. I should be telling you the band. In case you want to look up, those 2 songs were by the Sleeping Forest band. I forget what server they're on.
God, Johnny, I really want to give you some credit, man. Bilbo number 5 escaped me in that moment. That's very funny.
Yeah, that's. Whew. All right, final song. All right. Let's see your answers. What?
Wow, clever.
Who? Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Okay, everyone's right with their funny Rock Garota. That's really good.
That's way better.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
Rivendell Valley in the Discord. That's pretty good too.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is Gerudo. Is it? Do you say Gerudo or Gerudo? How do
Hey
you
man,
say it?
okay, so I will say they finally, thanks to Tears of the Kingdom, have said that shit out loud, and I have to finally cop to the fact that it is Gerudo.
Gerudo. Okay.
Yeah, I've been saying Gerudo.
I have too.
Life, and it is Gerudo. I accept it. They finally made a fucking voice acted game. Those Zelda guys. So yeah, it's Gerudo.
I've been calling it Crab Apple this whole time.
Exactly. I've been calling him Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Did they not say it in Breath of the Wild?
I don't fucking know, man.
They didn't say shit in that game. It was all
Yeah.
pantomime.
They were saying Vasak.
There's
Not
voice
Vasak.
acting in Breath of the Wild, and I'm pretty sure they said Gerudo in that one too.
Jam it up your ass. Recency bias.
Game 3.
What?
Alright guys, so this is a fast-paced precision platformer where instead of running and jumping, you push and pull yourself off the ground and towards the ceiling, respectively. And the more skillfully you master this mechanic, the quicker you'll be able to conquer the more challenging levels and reach your goal in record time. Oh, we'll give John a second. Anybody want some more trivia?
Nah, we're good.
Yeah, good, because I don't really have any more. I am loving this this music, though. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have some really good soundtracks tonight.
Yeah. Do 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 do.
So suck it.
Oh man. I feel like John forgets that I usually make my last song the shortest. Especially when my trivia is just a description of the game. I intentionally pick the shortest song on the soundtrack. Alright guys, so who's got some answers?
Sorry, guys. Figured that might happen.
Alright.
Read 'em.
David says VVVVV, which is incorrect. Jesse says Dragon's Dogma 2, incorrect. John says Big Pimpin', pretty close. This is Turbo Shell.
It's what?
This is Turbo Shell, a game that came out, I can't remember if it was March or May on Steam. May. Released May 23rd, so just a few weeks ago. It's a pretty interesting platformer game. It's similar to, say, Super Meat Boy in terms of like you're trying to just kind of, each stage is like a puzzle and you're trying to get through as fast as you can, right? And it's got that sort of fast pace, like if you die you start immediately, keep going kind of thing. But the gimmick is you're given this sort of like, it looks like a lightsaber. I don't know what it's actually supposed to be, but it looks like a lightsaber with bars coming out, and so far up and down. And basically you can either push yourself off the floor as long as your lightsaber's like touching it, or you can pull yourself in the ceiling as long as your lightsaber's like touching it. And that's your main way of moving. And so you wind up sort of like almost like bouncing off platforms and parts of the floor and, sort of like grappling onto ceilings and like hauling ass through the stage. Like it gets very fast. You're not just trying to get through the stage, you're collecting things through the stage, and it's not over till you collect all the things. And like Super Meat Boy, like you beat a stage and it'll give you a ranking and a time and you can be like, yeah, I'll try this again, I can do better, or you can just move on. And it is pretty fun looking. I would say pretty fun, except I haven't played it yet. But it looks pretty interesting. I found the soundtrack by going to Bandcamp and looking up game soundtracks that were recently released and finding one that sounds good and be like, sweet, done. Okay, now what's this game?
Damn, Johnny, come on, man.
Because this soundtrack is fucking dope.
Soundtrack is dope.
Yeah.
As I conveyed a few moments ago in the chat, I kind of thought maybe, going forward when you were running low on ideas, you would just consult the bot that you made for Game That Tune Club that posts random YM2612 music every day. Thought maybe you would use that for discovery, not just go to Bandcamp and choose a game soundtrack. Not down on it by any means. It's a good soundtrack, good, and a fun sounding game. I don't know what I'm looking at in these screenshots.
You're looking at an egg.
He's an egg.
That's the name of the game, Turbo Shell. He plays an egg.
Right. Yeah, brown egg.
Okay, see, when you were talking about like Turbo Shell and you like stretch out and everything, I was like, is this a game about racing snails? Because that also sounds kind of fun.
Well, no, that was just that they made a movie about that a few years ago. It was just called Turbo, not Turbo Shell.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the little snail racing movie.
Wait, I thought that was a Judas Priest album.
I have no way to continue that joke. Sorry, Jesse. I wish I did.
That's even better.
Yeah, truly. Nope. You've done me in. I cannot connect Turbo the snail racing movie to Judas Priest.
It was Turbo Lover. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Frankly, it didn't need explanation. It's better left. Some things are just better left dangling, like Rob Halford's bits. But so Johnny, you didn't play the egg game.
No, I've not played the egg game. I'm looking
Based
at
on what you've learned of this game, power rank it. Where would this rank in your top 5 games featuring eggs?
Ooh, okay. Let's see here. Does Adventure Island have eggs?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, David, for answering so quickly, because I was about to give Johnny shit for having to ask that question.
And then I know Super Mario World has eggs. Let's see. I mean, a lot of games with eggs. So I don't think this is better than Super Mario World.
It's not.
I think this is probably better than most of the Dizzy games.
Yeah, take that, England.
So better than Dizzy, not as good as Super Mario World. Probably not. I don't know. Probably on par with Adventure Island in terms of your sort of like fast pacedness of it all. Your sort of like reaction time, kind of concept going on here.
Yeah.
And that's it for my list of games with eggs.
There's one giant egg that I'm thinking of that you sadly didn't reference, man.
The eggs in Burger Time?
Damn.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Johnny has to stack up to Burger Time.
Did you mention David's favorite game?
Are there eggs in Splatoon?
No.
I mean, yes, but
You're talking about Kid Eggarus.
Kid Eggarus.
I believe Jesse's.
Yeah, right.
I believe Jesse's referring to the windfish egg in Link's Awakening.
No.
Oh,
Are you talking about
Billy Hatcher?
David loves Billy Hatcher.
David Billy Hatcher Fleming? Yeah.
I thought you liked that game a lot for some reason. My bad.
I do. I wouldn't call it my favorite game.
About
That
an
threw me for
egg?
a loop.
David, in your high school your senior quote in your high school yearbook is, and I quote, "Billy Hatcher is the greatest game ever made and my favorite game of all time and always will be."
Yeah. And in my high school yearbook, we went to different high schools, but your picture was still in there, and your quote was just GIANTEGG. It's ridiculous. You had giant egg on the brain.
Okay, it actually did come out before I graduated from high school. So.
Yes, of course it did. It was Sonic Team's game, man. Come on.
So I was like, would that even be possible? Oh,
Yeah.
it was possible. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Johnny apparently is not the Billy Hatcher guy. David is. But I'm still willing to bet that does this current egg game, Super Egg Boy, stack up against fucking, Billy Hatcher and his giant egg? It's tough, Johnny. You really threw us for a loop here.
I mean, no, the answer is probably not.
Well, no, the answer is possibly, because again, Billy Hatcher is a game released for the GameCube made by Sonic Team. It's probably a fucking giant idiotic folly, but it's been so long since anybody played it. Who could say?
Billy Hatcher was fun.
You didn't play this current egg-based game, so we don't really have a basis for comparison here, John.
It looks good. I like the whole egg propulsion system that's in this game, the EPS.
Yes, it's Wait. They use that TLA in the game?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what they call it, the EPS.
Okay, great. Yeah, very middle school science experiment, this game.
And you do get to hatch other eggs and open. That's how you unlock new characters to play as.
Now, okay, you get to hatch other eggs. Do you get to inseminate the other eggs?
Can you come on the eggs?
Well,
Hey.
so Jesse, you're just rephrasing John's question.
That was my question. Yeah. Does somebody in this game lay a clutch of eggs and you come by and fertilize them?
I think so.
How would that work if you're in the egg? Like, how does an egg fertilize another egg?
Oh man, it's so.
Well, when an egg loves an egg.
Yeah.
Do
Game
eggs have
4.
penises?
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. No. So for real,
Game 4.
2 eggs apiece is where I draw the line.
Way to go.
guys, so this is our fan request for the evening. The series creator, Yoshihisa Kishimoto, was consulted during this game's development, described it as, quote, a very Western adaptation of the series, with certain mechanics taken from the previous games and a, quote, mood and feel that reminded him of the original arcade game. All right, who's got some answers?
I'll just say it's about time.
All right, so let's see here. David says the Bobo's Big Adventure, and John and Jesse say Double Dragon Neon. Everybody's correct.
A Bobo's Big Adventure is like a fan game. That's
a
like
completely
another thing.
different game.
Oh, that actually exists? Okay, so in a more accurate sense, John and Jesse are correct. I thought Dave was just, tipping his hat that he knows this is the Double Dragon game. So this is Double Dragon Neon. This is our fan request from Muddle Madness, who is a super fan, max tier, Patreon fan, whatever you call it.
Hey, hold on, John.
Oh.
Turn the floor over to Jesse. Jesse knows
No,
what
he's
Muddle Madness is.
He's my Game Pass daddy.
That's right, Muddle Madness, Jesse's Game Pass daddy.
Yeah, he's let me play so many games. He's let me play so many games, and I just imagine like he's pretending that like he's sitting on the couch watching me play those games. And like whenever I win, whenever I do good at the game, I feel like this like warmth over me. And I just pretend that that's Muddle putting his arms around me and whispering, "Good job, Jesse. Good job."
Yeah.
And then he sits back and it's nothing weird or anything. It's
No.
just
No, it's supportive.
super cool. Yeah, he's
It's
just
so wholesome.
he's my Game Pass daddy.
You ever
Thank you.
hear, Muddle? He's a great fan. He's appeared on other video game music podcasts. I don't know if you ever have heard his voice, but should he congratulate you for accomplishing something in one of your Game Pass games, it's like
It's great.
It's like one of those weighted blankets.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, just comfort right there, man.
Also, did you guys realize he's in the new Zelda game?
Go on.
Every time I pick up a Muddle Bud, I think of him.
Oh man.
And I use the fuck out of Muddle Buds, but every time I pick one up, I'm like, I have a Muddle Bud.
Mm-hmm.
I have the best Muddle Bud.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been thinking that ever since I've been playing that game. I'm like, Muddle is my bud, and it's gonna help me fight this Gleeok because it's gonna make its heads hate each other. This is great. Yeah.
I never thought about doing that.
David, make the Gleeok's heads fight each other. That's
I didn't think about that. That sounds amazing.
That's the play.
That
Yeah,
sounds
fuck them now.
amazing.
It's hilarious.
I have
not
2 on the map.
but it does do something. Good times. Muddling those buds. But Johnny, Double Dragon Neon, a fantastic fan request fucking selection. We've talked about it. I feel like we've referenced it a number of times because this game has existed and been out the entire time that we've been making this show. It's the kind of game that would have been on like David's radar the entire time it existed because it's a Double Dragon like kind of homage sequel made by WayForward, and it's got a fucking ripping metal soundtrack, and it's absolutely insane that we showed the restraint that we have in the making of this show, that we have not used it until episode 340. It's fucking crazy.
I really don't know how that happened because this soundtrack is by Jake Kaufman, who's one of my favorite composers, and it's
a ripper.
It's so good. Yeah. Even the original songs are great. I obviously played the ones that reference previous songs.
You played the updates of the classic Double Dragon songs, but Johnny, you didn't even get into like the vocal tracks of this game. Like, the game has. I don't know that I would call it an immense soundtrack, but like it picks a fucking vibe and goes for it. Like Double Dragon Neon, not only the title of the game, the whole fucking vibe of the game. And man, does it go for it. Like this really does feel like just, 80s fucking, kind of the nostalgic 80s,
right? How you think
neon sign in a dingy alleyway, where somebody gets like thrown out a door from a fucking like a super exclusive club or something. This is the music that plays once they fucking kind of stand up, brush themselves off, and have to fight their way home after a long night at whatever Double Dragon club they just got tossed out of.
It's definitely you say nostalgia. It's definitely how you think you remember the 80s, because in your scenario, getting thrown out of the club, getting thrown through a window, or whatever, that club would 100% be playing like Axel F, right? Like it would not be playing something with like sweet ass guitars.
Yep.
It would be playing some like high level weird jazz bullshit. But when we think of the 80s, we think of
I guess maybe it would help to like define where the club is that you're being thrown out of. Like, maybe it's like it's like a club in like Los Angeles in some fucking, certain district or something. I don't know.
Nah, still Axel F, man.
Here's the problem with me referencing the 80s with nostalgia. I was less than 5 years old for the entirety of the 80s. But, even so, Double Dragon Neon, it's a great fucking vibe they decided to lean into with the game. Like, take Double Dragon, add in shredding hair metal, and just kind of pump the kind of crank the dudeness up to about 11. Like, David, you put in time on Double Dragon Neon. Is there, if I'm not mistaken, is there a high five mechanic that like is a buff in this game? Like,
So yeah, if you're playing co-op, you can high five the other player and it will like give you a temporary stat boost, or like it will, if somebody has like about to die, it'll share the health like amongst both people, so it like heals them. And it's the most like, you were talking about like the 80s nostalgia. It is the most 80s high five because like they both jump up, legs tucked behind them to like, yeah, it's so good.
Awesome.
Now, does it ever freeze frame on that high five? That's really my question, because that would really send it into full 80s.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah. It just seems like, I say it's an homage. It really does feel like just kind of over the top fucking like parody of 80s-ness, but like obviously done with a little tongue in cheek, a little wink, and just feels like a great fucking idea for a Double Dragon update. Like, I'm trying to remember. I featured it years ago on the show. They did like a quote unquote Double Dragon 4, and they released it on the PlayStation 4 or the 3 and Wii U, and it was just like, okay, yeah, this is like the old NES Double Dragon sprites, and it's just kind of a shitty beat 'em up. Nah, that ain't it. That's not what I want out of Double Dragon 4. Double Dragon Neon is what I want out of fucking Double Dragon 4. Like, I want big, great-looking characters. I want slightly updated fighting mechanics, and I want shred metal and high fives. Like, it's I don't know. It doesn't seem like a complicated formula.
So, I just wanted to confirm a few things about the high five mechanic. Apparently, it seems to be random, but there is an option where there's a chance that you'll get a stat boost called a gleam, where instead of high fiving, you fucking chest bump.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, this game's fucking amazing.
I feel like there should be a series of inputs somehow that lead to you doing a chest bump. It should be utterly complicated. Like, you go for a high five, but instead you put in like an Akuma super move combo, and you guys both chest bump if you nail it. Like, and it gives you like the ultimate stat boost. Like, you turn golden at that point.
I think there should be a button combo you hit that causes a bar window to appear, and you throw the other player out the bar window. It smashes, glass gets everywhere, and they get up and they brush it off. All their stats get boosted. Axel F plays, off you go.
Johnny, you're the one that chose the fucking request. Does anything even resembling Axel F play in Double Dragon Neon? You're kind of hung up on it.
No, because that's what was 80s, was Axel F. So that's why this is 80s nostalgia, because there's no Axel F.
We're trying to move past Axel F, man, to a more idealized version of the 80s, in which people didn't just settle on movie theme songs. Yeah, it'd be really funny if at some point, the fucking Double Dragon guys had to beat guys up to the Ghostbusters theme. But we all want to think that in actuality, everybody was, flying around on, flying V guitars and, neon lights.
There absolutely should be a level based on like a theme park, like Coney Island or something, and you have to go into a dark ride and it plays Ghostbusters while you beat up guys.
Mm-hmm. God, unlockable Ray Parker Jr. Not as like not music. You just play as Ray Parker Jr.
Wait, so you're not even playing as one of the Ghostbusters. You're playing as
Ray
Parker.
It's the guy that made the Ghostbusters song. No, yeah, I don't want a Bill Murray fucking Harold Ramis beat him up. I want Ray Parker Jr. thrashing motherfuckers.
His special move is that bit from the music video where he just rips open his shirt and he's got the Ghostbusters logo underneath.
Yep. It fucking it's like it does like an Iron Man unibeam. Fucking it fires that Ghostbusters logo.
If you do,
it's like the Colossus roar, but he's just ripping his shirt.
If you do too well, Ray Parker Jr. forces you to play as Huey Lewis for the next couple levels.
Oh man, God, yeah. I don't know, man. I know this didn't happen, but these ideas, they make me feel good.
God, I would play the fuck out of a beat 'em up starring Huey Lewis in the news.
God, how hard would it be to license all 80s music as a fucking like theme for a beat 'em up? Like, just it feels like something that could be done on the cheap. Like, these guys can't still have a high opinion of themselves. At this point, they'll take anything they could get. Why would we, as Game That Tune, not approach all 80s musicians and try to get their likeness and rights for a fucking 80s fucking music theme beat 'em up? I think it's a great idea.
Quick around the horn. What is your best song, 80s song to throw to a 80s themed beat 'em up? And why is it Kate Bush, Hounds of Love?
Oh,
David,
no.
go.
It's cliche as all hell, but I kind of want to say Bonnie Tyler Holding Out for a Hero.
That is cliche as all hell. You're right.
But it works.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Jesse, go.
I want to go with I think it's called Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears.
Well, that's good. John?
See, I was going to say, my whichever Kate Bush song you referenced before, that's not my pick. I was going to say I want Kate Bush Wow for a fucking beat 'em up. But just to not ride the coattails of your idea completely, I would like a beat 'em up set to Hyperactive by Thomas Dolby.
Ooh, that's good. I'm going to change my answer to Forever Young by Alphaville.
Okay, if we're changing answers, can I change mine to Rock You Like a Hurricane?
Sure.
Cool. Then I'm
Game 5.
I'm changing my answer to fucking Raspberry Beret by Prince.
Game 5.
All right, guys. So the company that developed this game, the name of the company features a hidden reference to the creator's previous project, which was a Nintendo-themed webcomic.
right, so John has his answer. 2 kittens.
Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
All right, so let's see some answers. All right, so Jesse says Starfield, sadly incorrect. Johnny says Tears of the Kingdom, which is not correct. And John has Brawl in the Family. That's close enough.
What?
Yeah. So this is Tadpole Treble, which was developed by Matthew Toronto, who was the creator of Brawl in the Family.
Oh, wow. I just chose fucking a webcomic that I remember the name of. I didn't think I was in any way in the ballpark.
Yeah, the trivia, the company that he made to release the game, it's called Bitfinity, capital B-I-T, capital F-I-N-I-T-Y. So B-I-T-F is Brawl in the Family.
Shit.
I feel like you could have done BITF and then the infinity symbol.
That also would have been clever.
True. But yeah, this is Tadpole Treble. This game is fucking adorable. So this is a little indie game that came out. It's on Steam. It was released on Wii U, mainly because the guy spent so many years poking fun at Nintendo characters. So he's like, I just really want to release this on a Nintendo system. And then it got an updated version.
He would release it on the silliest Nintendo system.
It did get an updated version released on Switch, and this game is perfect for Switch. It's a rhythm game, which I'm not always down for, but every once in a while one comes along that really grabs me. Like Guitar Hero, obviously, Harmonite. So basically, you're playing as this adorable little tadpole named Baton, and it's like an auto scroll. So you're just swimming around, moving up or down, but the actual levels are a music staff. So you're swimming along and you're trying to collect things, and every time you collect them, like that's what makes the note of the song. And you have an action where you can kick your tail, and you can do that to like smack objects or hit certain things that'll shoot you up in the air to get like bonus points and collective things. And yeah, it is a very charming game.
So can you intentionally collect things on the music staff and like make your own music kind of situation, like Jesse's game?
So the game does have a level creator, so it's very like Mario Paint. You can make your own songs. So there is that aspect to it. But usually you're just kind of swimming along like to the beat, to the rhythm, like collecting things. And yeah, you're just this adorable little tadpole. You're exploring the world. Every level is a different song and musical style. Obviously that last song is from an area called Chiptune Lagoon, where everything goes 8-bit, including your character. There's a couple songs with vocals, which I wanted to use, but a lot of the vocals and the lyrics are like swim on little tadpole, and I thought that would give it away.
I mean,
but yeah, it's like I said,
they used Part-Time UFO, in which every song says the words Part-Time UFO, so it would have been pretty excusable to use the tadpole themed vocals, especially given that there's 0% chance that I nor Jesse nor Johnny have heard of this game before just now.
I thought about that because I have used Part-Time UFO, but I was like, every song does that, whereas not every song in this game does it. So
I'm trying to think of other games in which every song references in some way the theme or like the title of the game. I love Burning Rangers, but I don't think every single song mentions the fact that the Rangers are burning. But enough of them that are bangers do that if I were to feature it on the show, you got to use the songs that all reference the Burning Rangers.
I feel like the Sonic R soundtrack might all reference that. It's like Sonic and racing.
That's true. It might.
That's very true.
They might not all say Sonic R, but they all say something about racing and sunshine and emeralds. That you have to be like, wait a minute, is this a goddamn Sonic racing game? But yeah, I don't know. That's a good thing to maybe eventually do a deep dive on. Like, how many games feature songs that just constantly reference the name of the game?
Now,
I'm
David,
not sure.
The game is called Tadpole Trouble. Can you name all the notes of the treble clef? The 5 bars and the 4 spaces.
Johnny, is this a lightning round?
Lightning round just for me.
All right, lightning round. Name a musical note.
I'm pretty sure I can. There's A, B, C, D, K. Fuck.
Yeah, you really fucked up, man. You
David-
gotta remember you gotta remember those simple mnemonics.
I just want to point out my favorite part of that was for the podcast listeners, David's hand was going down as he said each note, and that's not the orders. The notes go on the musical staff. Like, that's...
Listen, I haven't taken a band class since the 7th grade, all right? I'm a little rusty on reading sheet music.
But David, I have a simple question for you. Does every good boy deserve fudge?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I always remember this. Every good bitch deserves fucking.
What?
Johnny was hardcore in middle school band.
You guys were in the same middle school band. How'd you get this different? Oh God, Mr. Isabel pulled David to the side. It's like, now remember, son, every good boy deserves fudge. And then Johnny pulls Mr. Isabel aside and it's like, remember, every good bitch deserves fucking. You don't know it now, but I'm gonna do more fucking than you, Mr. I'm 7th grade Johnny.
And Mr. Isabel walked away like, boy, they sure do things different in Gainesville.
God damn.
And then the space is spelled FACE, which is where you come.
God damn it.
Sit right on that face.
So here's this incredibly charming, fun little video game where you play as an adorable tadpole swimming
Every
around different
good
ponds,
deserves fucking.
swimming around different ponds and making music.
I'm
What
glad
does
we
Johnny
ended on
think
this.
of? Fucking bitches.
Well, the good ones.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez. Game 6.
Trying to redeem this. Oh no, a VGM threesome.
Better than this. Jesus.
Yeah. I apologize to every good bitch.
Yeah.
Calculating computer
I'm not
activated.
done yet.
Okay.
It's like it's just a very cute, charming game. One thing that I liked is that you don't really have boss fights or boss levels, but there are certain levels where you're being chased or pursued by something. So the trick is to avoid it. Like there's one where you're in a cave and there's a snapping turtle after you, and there's a jungle stage where a horde of piranha are trying to eat you. So it's a really cool, fun rhythm game. It's got a really nice soundtrack. I can't wait for some of those vocal songs on the radio. And yeah, it's on Steam. It's on Switch. I highly encourage checking it out.
All right, now the final question, David. Yeah.
I swear to God, if this is about bitches and fucking.
Well, that's the thing. We've heard from John.
What else could it be about,
Yeah,
David?
David, come on, man. I need to know where you stand
On
in
bitches
regards
and
to whether
fucking.
every good bitch deserves fucking. It's a question that really needs answering. Like, do they deserve fucking merely by virtue of being a good bitch?
I've had this game in my back pocket for ages. I was really excited to bring it on because it's got a cool soundtrack. It's super cute and charming. And I thought, oh, free play, episode 340. This will be a good time. Thanks, Johnny.
You never thought you were
Thanks.
going to encounter Johnny fucking time traveling horn dog.
Johnny
Yeah.
Trouble Clef Master Regan.
Exactly. God.
I play that treble clef like I play that pussy. I don't know.
Whoa, this is about a...
No, hold on. I want you to finish that. You really got to think that through.
Calculating computer activated.
I'm just trying to say that Yoshi's Cookie is pretty good and you match cookies. Can I say that? Can I? No? Like, fuck, man.
Scoring complete. This game's winner is John Harrington.
Oh, yeah. It's me. It's me. Your boy, John Harrington. Another winner. Man, can't believe it. Didn't see that coming. I'm sure Johnny saw that coming. But
Right on the face.
exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry, Johnny. How did you work face into music theory?
That's the spaces within the musical staff. So you have EGPDF for the lines, and then the spaces are FACE.
Right.
Because it goes E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. F at the top.
This is why fucking
And what did you do to the faces?
not taken seriously. It's a simple alphabet, people. Put the fucking letters in the right order. Make it make sense. You know, I'm a goddamn accountant. You know, you go A to Z, then you start repeating things, and then the numbers go upward from 1. It's not complicated. Why music has to be this way, I don't know. But the point is, come on my face, and I've won tonight's episode. I'm proud of that. Man, what a win it is. And obviously I won because David declared in our private chat that he didn't want to win because he didn't upload bonus tunes or come up with a theme. So it's on me to have uploaded bonus tunes and to have come up with a theme for the next episode. And of course I did.
Way to peek behind the curtain there, John.
Yeah, I'm putting you out there, baby.
Well, wait. Before you announce your thing, we did get a voicemail. Maybe there's a theme idea in there.
Johnny, I love that. I'd like to eviscerate David a few minutes more before we hear the voicemail.
I love voicemails.
David's real bitch. He
But am I a good bitch?
Moved on this episode like a bitch.
Does David deserve fucking?
Now there's the real question. Johnny, play the voicemail.
Bruce.
That's it.
Play it again one more time.
Bruce. That's a brilliant theme idea.
Are they saying a word, or is that like just a body sound?
I'm hearing it's a cross-promotional thing for the fucking Billy Eichner gay flop comedy Bros. I didn't see it. Sorry.
See, I thought they were saying Bruce, and it's advertising the next Batman sequel that's coming out.
You mean The Flash?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's that at all.
Bruce.
Stop playing it, goddamn.
Can we put it on the soundboard?
Like, did somebody actually just fart into their phone?
Replace friends with bros.
Yeah.
Just like we replaced space with So Suck It. But no, guys, it's time for us to declare a theme for our next episode. And you know me, I always got a theme ready to go. I don't need to vamp or stretch for time or anything like that. I'm always prepared, and I was prepared tonight because guys, it's June. We're down here in Florida. Weather's heating up a little bit. It's getting hot. We're getting some nightly thunderstorms, that kind of thing. But the important thing is that it's time to get right down to the beach. But sometimes you don't feel like going to the beach. You feel like taking it easy at the pool. And my theme, it's funny. I was ready to say beach, but now I'm kind of feeling more like games with sports.
Does every good beach deserve fucking?
Every good beach deserves a day spent at it, at least. Maybe not fucking. But
what, you don't spend entire days fucking?
You know, guys, I think my theme
Every
for
good beach deserves flip-flops.
thank you, Johnny. Right on the face.
Or fish.
The theme for next week's episode, we don't always go to these locations for the beach, but they are locations with beaches. I'm tiptoeing around it. I want games with islands. I'm gonna take a tour of the islands, guys.
Could it be like a metaphorical, like the island of relevancy or something?
No, whatever that means. No.
Does the game have to be only on an island, or can the world have islands as
It
part
can
of
be
it?
a world featuring islands. You need to be able to access an island as part of the world of the game that you choose for next week's episode.
You know that part in the kitchen, like where like you have like a countertop and it's like in the middle, and you
Are
can
you
like walk
asking
all
if
around it.
like, Overcooked or like Cook Serve Delicious is valid for next week's theme? Yes, they are. Games with islands. It's gonna be a good one.
What
Yeah.
if the game is set in the store, that like a shoe store where it's just rows and rows, so it's an aisle land?
No.
Boo.
I like where you're going, David.
Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Johnny, give him a second.
Bruce.
God damn it.
I don't know what is it a word? I can't hear a word. I just hear
It's like a fucking
but I love
sped
it.
up Colossus roar. Somehow simultaneously sped up and slowed down.
Can we play it backwards?
Remember that time
Yeah,
we thought we were just getting a voicemail, so we got a mystery, an enigma. Like, what is this?
We're gonna have to fucking solve this shit before the next August absurdity.
Send your strange noises to our voicemail.
We're gonna do
I
a
like
Harry
the
Potter style. I'm gonna play this podcast underwater. It's gonna reveal that it's actually telling us the theme for the final August absurdity.
I like the idea that we play it backwards and it's just like, David is dead, hail
Oh,
Satan.
God.
David is dead, hail Satan.
Somehow all that gets into roar.
I wasn't really dead.
But yeah, so next week's theme, games with islands. So yeah, we're gonna have a good time, whether it be beach islands or I don't know, islands.
Could it be one that's covered in pens?
Penn Island? Yeah, man. I'll have to really think long and hard about Penn Island. But
I
it's
see no problem.
Yeah, I'm hearing nothing wrong with it. Hold on, let me write this down. Penn Island, huh? Mother of God.
Nobody tell him.
Yeah. Oh, I just figured out I can read English.
You just figured out you can read English?
I put it together, baby.
Fuck.
So yeah, islands, next week's theme. Fantastic idea. Thank you. Yeah, great. And what a show we had this week, guys. Thank you everybody so much. Thanks to everybody watching live with us. We're live every Wednesday night. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. We appreciate you guys searching for Game That Tune and joining us every Wednesday night for Game That Tune Live. Thank you to everybody checking us out in podcast form. Our podcasts come out Tuesday mornings at GameThatTune.com or anywhere that you get your podcasts. We appreciate you guys rating, reviewing, subscribing, doing all the things that you do for a podcast to us, Game That Tune. Want to give a special shout out to our patrons, patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for awesome exclusives. We've got Game That Tune gems. We've got mixtapes. We've got Covered Up. We've got all kinds of fun features. We've got our Game That Tune movie nights. And most importantly, right now, we've got Game That Tune radio VIP status, gttradio.vip, only accessible through patreon.com/GameThatTune. If you want all of GTT Radio on demand plus bonus music, plus, new perks in the general radio chat, you need to go check out Patreon, patreon.com/GameThatTune, the home for everything cool that Game That Tune does, aside from the normal podcast. We really appreciate you guys checking us out, and hope that you'll all enjoy what we've put together there, because we've got a lot of fun stuff, and you help us, do more fun stuff going forward. Want to give a special shout out to our Patreon Absurd fans. Of course, I'm talking about Daniel Perky, Taylor Y, Sam L, Phoenix Tier 2121, Beast Pond, and the Kerrigan, a fantastic group of Patreon Absurd fans that we've got. We appreciate you guys. Want to give another shout out to our requester this week. Johnny, you took the request. Who made the request?
Our request came from our Game Pass daddy, Muddle Madness.
Yep, Muddle Madness, a.k.a. Daniel Perky, a.k.a. Patreon Absurd fan, a.k.a. Jesse's Game Pass Sugar Daddy. Somebody that knows how to enjoy Game That Tune to the fullest extent of, human ability. Fucking go on Patreon, be like Muddle, and be an ultimate supporter of Game That Tune. We love you guys. But if you want to just make a request, you can also make those requests via our Discord. Check the show notes. You can make them at GameThatTune.club, our fantastic social media server. You can make them, I don't know. I guess that's really the only two places I care to get them. So make your request there. I'll see them. I will accept them. They will be great. And guys, that's going to just about do it. So I was coming up with bonus tunes for this episode. And I was thinking, about the islands. I was thinking about heading down to the beach. And I was going to choose a fantastic fighting game song as a tie-in to, of course, my pick tonight. The shitty fighting game that I picked. And I changed gears at the last second. So it's still most of those things. Though I did not pick an Island Paradise song. I picked a... Poolside song. I picked Poolside from Tekken 5, one of my favorite fighting games of all time. So guys, let's all throw our shades on, throw our bikinis on, and give each other some pleasure down by the poolside. And we love you guys. Peace out, everybody.
Second.
Bruce.
Pleasure.
Jeez, Johnny, really lean into this. So suck it. Capcom Fighting Evolution is copyright 2004, Capcom Company Limited. Lord of the Rings Online, I didn't get the copyright info for. PowerShell is copyright 2023, Radioactive Games. Double Dragon Neon is copyright 2012, Way Forward Technologies. Tadpole Treble is copyright 2016, Bitfinity.
You said PowerShell, but the game is Turbo Shell.
Shut up. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
And right.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'll do that shit again. PowerShell. Goddamn Turbo Shell. All right. Two. Capcom Fighting Evolution is copyright 2004, Capcom Company Limited. The Lord of the Rings Online is copyright 2007, Daybreak Game Company. Turbo Shell is copyright 2023, Radioactive Games. Double Dragon Neon is copyright 2012, Way Forward Technology. Tadpole Treble is copyright 2016, Bitfinity.